January 4th, 2021 meeting of the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority. Happy New Year to everyone. It was a tough year, but activities, excitement going on out here at the fort and in the city of Lawrence. It's really tied together. It's exciting, the upcoming year. Real quick, most of tonight's activity is formative. So real quick, we first on the new business, it's the election of 2021 officers for president, vice president, and secretary treasurer. At this time, I would entertain nominations for those positions.
Mr. Acting Chair, I would nominate for the 2021 officers Jeff Vest to serve as president, Karen Forth Powers to serve as vice president, Jason Fenwick to serve as secretary treasurer.
There a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Being none, all those in favor of the selection of the Jeff Vest as president, Ms. Karen as vice president, and Mr. Jason Fenwick as secretary treasurer, all those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, make it happen. Next up on the list of things to take care of, we have the announced dates for meetings we need to approve. As noted on tonight's agenda, other than tonight's meeting and February 8th meeting, all of the rest of the meetings are held on the third Monday of the month, and they will continue to be in this room at 5:30. So at this time, I'd entertain a motion approval of our 2021 calendar.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Ms. Karen, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Going down the list here on our public agenda tonight, we are going to continue to work with Fort Harrison Partners LLC and hopefully come back in February. We continue to work on massaging that agreement, and we'll continue to work towards a formal final agreement come February. This time, Ms. Dunstan.
Sure. Just wanted to give a quick report. More than anything, just kind of celebrate some of the wins that we had in 2020, knowing that it was such a strange year, obviously. One, we were awarded the Rising Tech City Mira Award by TechPoint for the year 2020 for all of the tech companies that are thriving here at the fort. We began the construction, I'm sure you've seen it, of the 261 new apartments on Otis Avenue by Cityscape Residential. That's been renamed to the Otis, if you start seeing that name around or signage go up. We had about 22 homes completely built in the phase 3 of the residence at Lawrence Village, the David Weekley Homes project on Wheeler Avenue in phase 3. We completed the PX Road construction around the former PX building on Lawton Loop East. We released a call for offers for the PX building for redevelopment, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, just to give you more updates on that. We celebrated a groundbreaking in the last few weeks of the 98-room Hilton True Hotel on Otis Avenue. And we signed an agreement last month for a 25,000 square foot Indianapolis Public Library branch at roughly between 56th, Otis, Lee, and Melner Avenues. We relocated our Fort Harrison Reuse Authority offices to the historic Starrett Center at Post and Otis Avenues. We launched the hashtag Food at the Fort campaign to help our locally owned restaurant businesses get a little more exposure. We have construction underway at the Fort Bend Cultural Campus behind the Starrett Center and Theater. Excited to work as a partner with those folks. And celebrate also that the Historic Theater was upgraded and is completing an addition off to the back of the theater. And also as part of that project, we relocated the World War II Communications Building from behind Lawton Loop East to front and center right there at Post and Otis on Post Road. I'm sure there are other things we did, but those are kind of the big notables for 2020, despite what we were dealing with. And a few just small points. Again, we did put out a PX call for offers. So it's a little different than a straight sale of the building at 5745 Lawton Loop East. It's due on January 29th. We're asking for the redevelopment community or local folks to put together a proposal of what they would like to do with the building. So those will be evaluated based on the use or uses of the building, the team's history with this type of project, knowing it's a large historic, basically shell at this point, their financial capacity to get the project done, the timeline in which they think they can do it, and the overall planned investment. So that's identifying not only what they're offering to purchase the property for, but more importantly, how much they anticipate putting into the project and making sure that's a realistic budget, knowing all the challenges that building will face. So those proposals are due January 29th. You can go to our website, fhra.org, for more information, or email us at info@fhra.org if you have any questions. We've had quite a bit of interest. I'd say over 20 phone calls at this point, and by the end of the week, we'll have shown it about 10 times to local development community. So we're very excited to see what we get on January 29th. And if you have any other questions, please let us know.
Board, any questions? All right. It's time to, anything from the public? Please just stand, state your name and your address, please, sir. Good evening.
Do you mind coming up to the podium?
Thank you.
Hi, Trace Yates, 5652 Lawton Loop West Drive.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Just a couple of questions regarding the resolution of 2021-01. Fort Harrison Partners, are you at liberty to say who that is? Is that the tech company that's involved in the potential tech company involved in that process?
Yeah, it's the group that they're formed under. I don't know the exact members at this time.
Okay. Okay. And there are 3 parcels involved in this resolution. One for the restaurant retail, one for the proposed tech company that could be involved, and then is the third for a parking?
The way that the property is proposed would divide the existing J East parcel into ultimately 5 lots or 5 parcels, with one being a restaurant use, one being tech, one being the library, and then 2 potential, they'll have an option on 2 potential parcels in the center of the property.
Oh, the developer might have an option. Oh, interesting.
That's the current proposal.
Okay. Are there firm commitments in place for what's being proposed so far from said tech company and potential retail?
It's still being negotiated. That's why it was pushed to next month.
Okay. If those negotiations fall through, does the LLC, the Fort Harrison Partners, still have the option on those parcels?
I'm not sure how it's written. I'd have to pull it out. Generally, the reuse authority has put some sort of option to retain the property if people don't meet the performance that they've agreed to.
Okay, thank you.
And I apologize. Our attorney had something come up today, or else I would give you further detail. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Colleagues, anything?
I was going
Go ahead,
to
Mr.
suggest, or just state in public what I stated in the private session.
Please.
Related to the Winterfest. Congratulations to the city of Lawrence and
Yes.
all involved in doing that. As a Fort Harrison resident, it was great for me to take my son and walk down and participate in that. We went on a Friday night. It was great. There was lots of people around. It was a great opportunity, and I'm very excited at what it's become and what it's meant to the city and to the fort itself. So congratulations and kudos to the city for pulling it off and really making Civic Plaza what we all hoped it would be, which would be a place for people to gather, people to, community to gather and to utilize in a very meaningful way, not just for the place that my son and I play catch in the spring, but it's a great thing. So I just wanted to say that on the record, that everyone associated with the city and those vendors, I see one of the vendors
Yes.
here who was there on most weekends. Congratulations to them on a really great event.
And I, second that. We're talking in our executive session, I'm president of the Parks Board, when I signed off, that we were going to bring a skating rink out there to Lawrence. And a couple of the young men, and they're young men, one of them I got blessed enough to coach and teach at Lawrence North High School back in the day. I thought he was crazy. But city took a chance, vendors, owners of business out here, you really took a chance. And what's going to come out there in the next 6 months to a year is even more exciting. So
I would agree, and I think as we also talked about, just starting last week because of the success of Winterfest, the downtown Fort Civic Plaza is now being showcased on Fox 59 as part of their weather reports each night or each week, and then this area will also become part of their permanent rotation. With cameras both at 59th and Lee, and then also overlooking the state park when the weather turns. So it's been a great success for Lawrence, and is just further putting Lawrence on the map.
yes, I think we're going to emerge from these tough days very poised to really bounce forward with that. Anything else? All right, being no business, meeting adjourned. Have a good evening.
Thank you.